FractalForensics, proactive deepfake detection and localization via fractal watermarks.
This paper introduces a system for proactive deepfake detection. It embeds a parameter-driven, semi-fragile fractal watermark into an image before it's distributed. The watermark is designed to be damaged by deepfake manipulations, but not by common image operations.
For detection, the method reports an average AUC score of 99.99%.
What is the specific problem that this approach is designed to solve? Existing deepfake detectors are common.
Right, but passive detectors are trained on the artifacts of known deepfake algorithms. Their performance degrades when faced with a new or unseen generation method. Proactive defenses, in contrast, alter the original content to make future, unknown manipulations detectable.
Proactive watermarking is also an existing field. What are the limitations of prior methods? They face a trade-off. Robust watermarks are designed to survive any manipulation, which makes them less useful for detecting subtle tampering. Semi-fragile watermarks are meant to break upon manipulation, but previous methods were often also damaged by benign operations like JPEG compression, which creates false positives. So this identifies three gaps in prior work. First, they often lack explainable localization. They can flag an image as fake but not identify the manipulated regions. Second, there's that vulnerability to common benign operations. And third, poor watermark confidentiality, meaning the watermark could be reverse engineered.
So how does this new framework address those three issues: localization, robustness to benign edits, and confidentiality?
It begins with how the watermark itself is created. It's a three-step process. First, a user provides a secret key, which is a set of parameters. Second, those parameters are used to generate a unique fractal curve. Third, that fractal pattern is encrypted using a chaotic map.
That chaotic encryption acts as a one-way function. It's easy to generate the encrypted watermark from the secret key, but it's computationally hard to reverse the process and get the key from the watermark. This provides confidentiality.
And how is localization achieved? Through an entry-to-patch strategy. The watermark is a matrix. Each entry in that matrix is embedded into a corresponding patch in the image. This preserves the spatial relationship. If a region of the image is manipulated, only the watermark data in the corresponding patches is corrupted.
The end-to-end framework involves extracting image features, diffusing the watermark across the image patches, and then fusing it with the image content. To verify an image, a decoder attempts to recover that watermark. Any damage found in the recovered watermark signals that tampering has occurred.
How was the system tested? What was the evaluation setup? It was evaluated in a black box setting. This is important. The model was trained only to embed and recover watermarks on authentic images, with no exposure to deepfake manipulations. This setup tests its generalization capability against attacks it has never seen before.
The first test measured robustness against benign operations. Here, we see the watermark recovery rate after actions like JPEG compression, Gaussian noise, and blurring. For most, the recovery rate is above 99%, showing the watermark survives these edits.
The average watermark recovery rate across all tested benign operations on Celeba HQ images at 256 resolution is 99.55%. This confirms its robustness.
The second test measured fragility against deepfake manipulations. For these attacks, the watermark recovery rates are much lower. Against several generative methods, the recovery rate falls below 40%. This demonstrates the desired fragility to malicious tampering.
The average recovery rate against deepfake manipulations on 512 resolution images is 39.27%. The difference between this and the 99.55% recovery for benign operations creates a clear signal for detection.
So that large gap in recovery rates is what yields the high detection performance?
Correct. That gap translates to a 99.99% AUC score. This chart shows a comparison against passive detectors and another semi-fragile watermark method. This approach reports higher performance than the tested baselines. And the system also provides the localization. By identifying which parts of the watermark matrix are damaged, it can produce a heat map showing the manipulated regions. In these examples, it correctly highlights the facial features, eyes, nose, and mouth, that were altered by the deepfake models. This serves as visual evidence.
What are the stated limitations of this work, and what does the paper suggest for future research?
The main limitation stated is that the experiments were conducted on facial datasets, and real-world cases are more varied. For future work, the paper proposes two directions:
First, to explore the self-similarity properties of fractals for new detection strategies. And second, to combine this fragile watermark with a robust one to enable source tracing.
This research suggests 5 takeaways for building proactive defenses. 1. Use semi-fragile watermarks designed to be damaged by attacks. 2. Design for both robustness against common edits and fragility against manipulations. 3. Use spatial mapping between the watermark and image to enable localization. 4. Generate watermarks from secret parameters using chaotic systems to ensure confidentiality. 5. Evaluate in a black box setting to test generalization against unseen threats.